I want to say, as we continue, we'll say, Vuga Womesa, Vuga. Vuga. Kula Womesa, Kula. Kula. Yes, because definitely this is the relaunch, and as the ministers indicated, that indeed this is the time that we're going to take a new direction and a new path towards the recovery of the organization. Honorable Minister of Transport, Ms. Cindy Chikunga, please allow me, Minister, to stand and observe all established protocols and say all protocol observed as we move. Indeed, it is a great honor and privilege that I greet and welcome you most cordially in the relaunch of one of the strategic formation within the maritime sector, which is Womesa. And in that, when I was briefed that there is the relaunch of Womesa in Gqeberha, and they said there are two options. One option, you can be recorded, and the other option, you can go. And we said, really, the strategic role of Womesa and the addressing of women issues will not warrant one to be recorded. We'll want to be there and with pledge support. And as I heard the history, where Womesa is coming from and the progress, and sitting next to Captain, they said, no, indeed it was befitting that we come here and also ask to follow the leaders who have come and support the organization, and that's what we continue to do. Even leaders change in organizations mention the role of SAMSA that has played over the years. And this is something that when we read about SAMSA and where it's going in its programs, we say we need to also to continue to support in that process and make sure that that happens. So this organization is critical towards addressing the challenge of transformation, inclusion, and creating a conducive environment in this male-dominated environment, and that we've had, and we need to change that, and that need to be a very deliberate effort that will go and make sure that there is a conducive environment and it is inclusive. But also the relaunching is taking place at the home of the legends. And as we're indicating that these are the legends that have really contributed greatly in the pre-colonial, colonial, and after-colonial as we move towards the liberation of our movement. And the same, I think, as we're going to elect leadership, we'll reflect on that and say there will be a leadership that will be taking the organization forward. Again, it is the relaunch that is taking place in the month of May. And I think the first day of May, we know, it is the International Workers' Day. And in the International Workers' Day, it reminds us about the celebration of workers' rights and remind the critical role played by the workers in addressing the socio-economic challenges. And in that contribution and those achievements, we know the role that women plays towards that particular role. And that also is what we're moving. And again, the 18th of May, it is the International Day for Women in Maritime, which is centers around the issue of recruitment, retention, sustained employment, and SME development. And I think those are the programs that we should also align as we're moving forward. And the statistics around us are not looking good. As it says, out of the 1.2 million seafarers, 2% of them are actually women. And 94% of that 2%, as reported, is in the cruise industry. So if those were a reality, it means that we need also to drive programs and be able to change that. But also, last week, we attended the African Maritime Leadership Conference, hosted in this place. And there was a robust discussion that is taking place, and some of the discussion critical was around issues of skills development within the maritime sector. And I think the resolution and the discussion there flows in very well into this relaunch, because the discussion that has been there said we need to be able to make sure that within the maritime science sector or the issue economy end to end, we need to be able to grow skills, and we need to also to ensure that there is pipeline of skills. And lastly, also last week or this month, it is the Africa Day, a celebration that took place on the 25th of May. But I also want to draw that in the African Union that there are instruments in place that also, as we're doing this work, we need to align with them, which are towards the women empowerment, which amongst them talks about the gender equality and women empowerment strategy. So I think in that, to move forward, there is that critical role around fostering partnership, and borrowing this from the theme of the last week conference, which what has come out is that we need also to foster partnership and collaboration in order to drive this work. And I'm glad that even coming from the east that I came, that all these structures has collaborated to make sure that we deliver on this role. I think as SAMSA will remain committed and we pledge our support to Womesa and are available to partner with Womesa on programs aimed towards the transformation and development of the sector. In that, Honorable Minister and Program Director, I applaud your unwavering commitment and wish you tremendous success in the relaunch of the South African chapter, and your endeavors continue to inspire, uplift, empower women, and may your collective achievements serve as a beacon of hope for more inclusive and equal future. Thank you.